welcome back to Three Themes Live. I'm Kris.
I'm Suzanne.
And we're here for theme number 2 because we're going to be talking about scalloped borders. And there's lots of different ways to go about doing it, but sometimes it can lead to a little hesitancy, right,
Yeah.
Suzanne?
People have to figure out how far to spread it out and everything.
There is some math involved in
inches
this.
and math and things like that. So
But,
we're getting rid of math.
Yes,
we're
we are.
Rid of math.
We talked math yesterday, didn't we? That was enough. We have a great tool to introduce you to. If you haven't discovered it yet, it is the Scallop Ruler Template by Creative Grids.
That's it right there.
I'm going to go ahead and show that right here, and then I'm going to show you down here so you can see it a little bit closer. I'm going to grab this real quick so we can.
Can you see it better?
No.
Well,
there we go. You can kind of see there. So this is the Scallop Template. Now, this is from designed by Krista Moser.
Krista Moser.
And she uses this a lot in her quilts.
Yes.
And isn't it interesting that we've got this scallop, but we also have kind of a slow curve going on right here.
So let me tell you a little bit about those.
Okay.
So this top part right here that you were looking at, that is actually for your corners. And she's got it marked really well for you. And I'm going to show you how you're going to do that.
Okay.
This is for your deeper borders. So the suggestion for this is more like about a 8-inch border. This one is your very shallow border. You can see it's really tiny. For about a 4-inch border. And then this is for about 6. But you can do, like, even if you only have about a 4-inch border, you can do this if you want a really deep curve.
I'm excited for you to teach me.
First of all, you're going to have to make your templates, and we're going to do it with paper. You don't need any math.
Interesting. Okay.
And you're going to lay this right there because you need to have your corners. So make 4 of these.
This area is for the corners.
That is for the corner.
That's not for along the sides.
No, that's not.
Okay.
So you're going to have 4 of these, and you're going to pin them onto your quilt, and that's going to be your
for the corners,
your base, basically, to work from there.
So do I need to trace this? What am I doing here?
You're going to take this. You're going to trace around that edge.
I'm going to use this marker here, just so
if you
the
can see that
camera
one
can
better,
see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
And I keep my page. This is about 6-inch width. I keep this corner paper that I'm cutting, and it could just be any scrap paper.
Okay.
I keep this 6 inches wide as well, so that it works perfect for that. So get that rotary cutter that's for paper, and then cut around this edge.
Good idea. You've got it kind of labeled differently, don't you?
I've got it. Yeah, that's my paper one.
Okay.
So
I didn't do the best job there.
That's okay. You know,
I might find it a little easier to use scissors.
If you want to, you can.
Okay.
I just
there
do
you
that.
go.
So
okay.
So pretend we have 4 of those.
Okay.
Now you're going to take this.
This is your quilt.
This is your quilt.
Top.
And we're going to start right here. And we're going to go across. I've already marked one for you. Oh, we don't need that.
So when you do this, Suzanne, are you putting it in the corner like that?
You are, but what you will do first, you're going to take this paper, fold it in half like this. So you've got a good...
it's really centered.
And then you will have ironed your border perfectly this way.
Let's do a little finger press here.
Perfect. You've got it.
Okay.
And you're going to put this on there, and you're going to mark from there. You're going to start from there.
So you want the edges to touch, and then you mark it. Okay, so you can see we've done that. Okay. So how do we know how many to do in between?
Well, you don't. That's what's beautiful. You don't have to know the math for it.
Okay.
So you would take this. I cut mine. I just cut them right there at 6 inches because that's really all you need. You're going to mark right across here and end right there. So you can just cut that part off.
Okay. Am I doing this right?
You are.
Okay.
So, I mean, I just drew mine on.
Okay.
But you can just cut it too. And then we're going to come back and we're just going to cut at 6 inches. I'm just cut that off right there. It doesn't have to be perfect. So just about right there. Because there's a lot of just kind of sketching.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay.
It does not.
I'm going to believe you.
So,
all right.
You would cut as many as you think you're going to need across here. I'm saying about 7 or 8. So I went ahead and cut a bunch of them.
All right.
And so now you know that's all you've got to do right there.
Okay.
And then if it's a really big quilt, this is something I learned. I kind of put one in the middle. I fold my quilt in half, mark the center, and then I start with my hill right there in the center.
Oh, look at that.
And then
I can see what's happening
use
here.
some washi tape. Just hold that together because we're going to be moving it around anyway.
Okay. So I'm just taping these two pieces together, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just tape those together for now.
Okay.
This is just assuming we're doing like a full-size quilt, you know,
Sure.
60 or 80 inches long, whatever.
Okay.
So let's just leave that like that. You're going to, starting at the edge, you're going to match that curve. That's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
So keep your washi tape handy. She does a lot of pinning. I like the washi tape just because it's easier for me.
Okay.
You're going to take these curves and you're going to start right there and just kind of start going.
So you're seeing we did the half of the scallop, right? And so instead, you know, that doesn't make sense, does it? This doesn't make sense. This makes sense because it follows the curve. Okay.
So you're going to have your hills and your valleys all the way across.
Now, do I tape this, did you say?
I tape it because the washi tape, you know, you can just pick it up and move it around.
Okay.
And the pinning.
Or you could use Timberbell paper tape, too.
Yeah, you can. That would work perfect.
All right.
So just go ahead and get started. So your next step is you just lay this one here. Whatever you do, so like, say for example.
Are we going to be like pushing back and forth?
Yes, we are.
Oh.
So for example, if you want it really deep, then you would overlap these. But what you have to, and you'll curve that, smooth it out. You know, it'll be some overlapping.
Okay.
And then the thing that you need to do though, for sure, is like if I'm overlapping this 1 inch, overlap the valley 1 inch too, because then it gives you the even curve.
Oh yes,
instead of
course.
a really tiny short hill and a really deep valley. So you see that would be a very short hill.
Yes, it would.
So
yes,
that'd be tiny.
Right.
So you try to do that. Now we've got kind of a weird size here. We may need to scoot that over.
Okay.
But let's flip this right here. And then let's say this one right here.
So it's kind of like putting together a puzzle. You're just kind of going back and forth, and you're trying to match the hills and the valleys.
Right.
Okay. All right. So it does take. I mean, you don't have to do the math. The ruler, the template is doing the math for you.
Yes.
But
now, if you
do
think
have
that's too deep, we could always take. We'd have to take one totally out. Like it has to have 2 pieces out. And we could spread these
so you've
a
got
little
options.
bit more. Yeah.
You've got options is what we're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Now the one thing you need to remember is if you do keep them kind of close together like this, you are going to have a little deeper binding to put in. But since it's a soft curve, there's no point in there.
Yeah.
It's much easier, and you're going to show us a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
So that's how this all works. If we want to add that one back in, see, I love the deeper curve.
Okay.
I like it.